Hey guys, Jamie here. Welcome back to the channel where we take awesome out of the box. Huawei just released their newest mid-range device a couple of days ago, the Huawei Y9s, which also happens to be their very first device released here in the Philippines for 2020. While its feature set might be familiar to some given that it's just gotten a slight upgrade to its hardware, mainly to its cameras, we still thought you might want to see how it handles some of our favorite games on the Google Play Store. That's right guys, we're bringing it back. This is the gaming review for the Huawei Y9s, but before that, of course, let's have a recap of its key specs. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the Huawei Y9s has some familiar hardware under the hood. At its core is a Kirin 710F that's paired with 6GB of RAM and 128GB of storage. This is understandably a big pain point for most of you in the comment section since we've been seeing the 710 for quite some time and Huawei is due for an upgrade for its mid-range processor. Hopefully the A10 gets to our country very soon. Next up, you have the display, which is honestly one of the biggest selling points of the Y9s. You've got a 6.59-inch Full HD Plus LCD display that's notchless thanks to its pop-up camera. The larger screen gives you great immersion when playing games or watching videos, plus it's got decent pixel density, so images look plenty sharp. By the way guys, Lea and I have a separate video for this device where we rate it in 5 categories, so if you want to check that out, click the link on the corner of the screen or in the description box down below. And while you're at it, why don't you hit that sub button and that notification bell as well. Last for its key specs is its battery. It has a capacity of 4000 mAh. That's pretty much the standard nowadays. We haven't had a chance to run benchmarks on this device just yet, but EMUI is notorious for its power management, so we can see it lasting at least a day and a half. Now the problem here is the charge time. It only supports 10-watt charging, which is really sluggish. Now we tried it out with several chargers and that's it. It caps out at 10 watts, which is, again, pretty slow. Before you forget guys, this is something that we forgot to mention in the previous video. Yes, you still have Google mobile services on this device, so you can easily download all the games you want via the Google Play Store. Speaking of which, let's get to the games. So I'm only testing 3 titles in this video, but it should still give you a good idea of how it should handle some of your favorite games. So we're checking out NBA 2K20, Call of Duty Mobile, and the MOBA that I've been recently playing, which is Marvel Super War. Now I'm not good at this game, which you'll be seeing in this video, but yeah, give me a break guys. As always, I'd like to thank the folks over at GameBench for helping make these gaming reviews possible. This is not sponsored by them in any way, but their app is one of the reasons why we can share all the metrics you'll be seeing in these gaming reviews. Alright, so let's kick things off with the first game on the list, NBA 2K20. Now we used the default settings in this game, which were the lowest possible except for the uniforms, which was set to very high. It runs smoothly for the most part with a few dips here and there, but nothing to really bother the gameplay. As for the metrics, you're getting the average of 60 frames per second at 100% stability, so those are definitely good numbers for this title. Now you can try to bump up the settings if you want a bit more visual oomph, but I'd say leave it on the default if you want the Y9s to really get super smooth gameplay. Next on the list is Marvel Super War.
Oops.
I've been playing more of this MOBA recently and I like it for the most part. It could use a few balance tweaks, but overall it's pretty good. Anyway, for the graphics of this title, I was able to bump it to the highest possible with all the bells and whistles turned on. It also got a perfect score with an average of 60 frames per second at 100% stability, but we all know that MOBAs don't really need a ton of processing power to get the job done. I can easily see the Y9s performing well in other popular titles in this style of gameplay like Mobile Legends or Arena of Valor, and if it doesn't, you can always bump down the settings a little bit more. Last but not least, Call of Duty Mobile. So COD Mobile defaults to the lowest settings available, which caps the frame rate to a maximum of 30, which might put you at a slight disadvantage, but it should at least allow you to scratch that Battle Royale itch. We managed to get an average of 30 frames per second and 97% stability on the Y9s. You can probably see the same results on PUBG Mobile, but I'm guessing you're going to want to have to tone down the settings as well, which is fine as long as you enjoy the game and get that chicken dinner. So is the Huawei Y9s good for gaming? Well, as you can see by the numbers, it can game. But if you want higher graphics, then I suggest also upping your budget just a little bit to get a phone like the Huawei Nova 5T, which is still a great phone to this day. So there you have it, guys. That's just a quick gaming review for the first phone that Huawei released here in the Philippines for 2020, the Huawei Y9s. Thank you for spending a couple of minutes with me. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, sub to the channel, and hit that notification bell. If you have any questions, leave them down below and I'll try to get to them as soon as I can. For all the latest tech news and gadget reviews, head to unbox.ph, plus follow us on Facebook and on Instagram. My name is Jamie, peace, God bless, and I'll see you guys next time.